What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. Stephon Marbury, man. Stephon Marbury. Starberry. Well, he has found himself a home. Since his basketball playing career is over, this is his new avenue, his new lane. And man, this guy needed it. About 10 years ago from now, or what was it, 12 years? I don't know how long it's been, but if social media was the way it was back then, whew, this is your guy. He's made for all this trolling stuff. He was doing it when people was like, what is going on with this crazy dude? Kevin, Kevin Garnett, he went off on Kevin Garnett basically. Um, he he basically he didn't really go off, but it's just like, what was this about? He went in on Larry Brown, Michael Jordan. He said a whole bunch of stuff. And the LeBron James, Zion Williams thing. So I'm going to address all of it in one video. So everybody be caught up. Okay? We ain't going to make no 45 videos on Stephon Marbury. It's not worth it. Now, Stephon Marbury, I think he was 16, 17 years of age. I met him here in Glenview, Illinois in 1994 when he came in with the high school All-Americans. We played, that's the team that had Felipe Lopez, and he ended up going to St. John's. He was the best thing on the planet Earth as far as high school basketball. And I believe he was a junior when he made the team. Now, they came in, we played in the basketball on the military base, which is called the Glenview NASA base at the time. It ended up shutting down too. But they bring in the high school All-Americans, and we're playing ball because we always there every day, playing 6, 7 hours every day. That's like what we did in 94. Hoop, then hoop again. So we in there playing, and we get word that they want us to clear out because the high school All-Americans are coming there to play. So we had a limited amount of time to be there. We thinking this is some bull. So when they show up, like everybody else just, they just cleared out. And not me. I stayed until they showed up. And when they showed up, they basically was like, oh, it's just me, him, and my boy was there. Me and my boy was just shooting around. He was like, oh, well, y'all could stay. He was like, what? He's like, yeah, y'all can stay. It's just them two. Yeah, let them stay and do their thing. So we was like, bet. So we up there shooting, we talking. And, Stephon, he's Stephon. He was, yo, I bet you I could dunk on this dude. Why you want to see me dunk on that big 7 foot? I could dunk on him. I'm like, all right, well, knock yourself out. So anyway, eventually we end up picking up a scrimmage game. It's my team. I had, I think did they have my boy on this team, or was he on mine? He might have been on my team. But I know we had Jahidi White and we had Lorenzen Wright. Both of them were on our team. Steph had the guy from Cairo, Illinois, the big 7 foot Ozzy, and we lit them up. We lit them up like Christmas. It was wow. Mm-mm. And from that point, I mean, it wasn't like we were going after each other, like really going at it. Like the big men had more of a beef going on than we did. They were arguing with each other about to come to blows, cussing each other out. You soft. All this stuff was going on. You the softest big man out here talking about Lorenzen Wright. because he got this fadeaway jumper from the side. But I knew that from just watching him practice and work out, where to get him the ball, where he wants the ball. If he get it there, he gonna fade away. He gonna do that turnaround reverse shot, and it's gonna go in. But that's what he liked to do. And he was like, man, you ain't got no big man moves. I don't need it to. Oh, you got that little fadeaway shot there. That's all I need, though. It go in, though. So they talking, the big man doing all the talking. But Steph is guarding me. And I'm giving him the whole shebang. He's getting everything. He didn't think I had range. Bang, there's the three. Bang, there's the three. Man, Steph, don't give him that. I mean, I was hitting a lot of stuff. The running left hand off the glass from the left side of the court. I'm like, man, I just threw that up, hoping the big man have a chance to get a shot. But I play there every day, so I know the rims. I know how to get the touch on the rim. I play there all the time. Steph, I was backing off him, making him shoot when I wanted him to. And basically, Steph was missing. He was frustrated because I wasn't letting him drive. I was just cutting off the lane because he could jump. He could drive. He hit a couple of those drive to the lane. Boom, 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 boom. Hang in the air, hit some shots. But his jump shot wasn't hit. Man, oh, man, these rims. So he was blaming the rims. He was frustrated. And I knew his big man was getting frustrated. If I could deny that him giving the ball to the big man and just let him keep shooting, let him think he open enough to shoot, he was alienating him. I knew it. And then when they coming up the court, I can hear the big man, man. There you go. Just gunning again. I'm like, psh. So right then and there, after the game was over, he was kind of cool and everything. It was all right. To me, it was nothing. I play it every day. But I could tell he's not a leader. He has no leadership skills. His teammates eventually was turning on him. He becomes an individual really quick. And that was like 16, 17 years old. Because I started to see that as he played. Now, talent-wise, he had it. He has talent. When they was in Minnesota, KG, he was right. Kevin Garnett was coming out of high school. They had Kevin coming off the bench. That's called development. Sorry about that. So Kevin Garnett came off the bench because they were bringing him straight out of high school. So when he got in the league, they groomed him and took time, letting him come in on a couple of plays, in the fourth quarter, garbage time minutes, till, he get acclimated to being in the NBA. But they took care of him. They didn't just feed him right to the wolves. And that's what you're supposed to do with Kevin Garnett. But Steph, no matter how successful they was in Minnesota, the town loved him. He wanted to go back home and be a star. I want to go home, man. I miss home, Joe. I had to go home. So he forced the Minnesota Timberwolves, who were building a team around him, bringing in players to build around Stephon Marbury. And they hadn't been success with KG in there, and he's coming into his own. He blow up the whole team so he can go to New Jersey. Just they didn't treat him wrong. They didn't do nothing wrong to him. Nothing. I just want to go home. So he forced them to make a trade with the New Jersey Nets to get him out of there. Forced. Forced a trade. So now they with the New Jersey Nets. He was the most hated man at that time. The man just couldn't handle pressure. Now, here's the new situation. New situation come around. You got Steph being an all-star player. Everything's going good. Then, problem with the team, organization. It's time to make a move. Naturally, he started bringing in Larry Brown. Coach Larry Brown. Let's get Larry Brown in here to coach the New York Knicks. This is Coach Larry Brown. This is the man. Now, what y'all don't know about Larry Brown is Larry Brown is a real piece of work. He's an extreme piece of work. Larry Brown has always been and always will be a very extreme human being. Meaning, Larry Brown will sit there being a winning situation, teams coming together, playing the right way, they're developing, but he bails on the team. Bailed on San Antonio. He bailed on bailed on the Indiana Pacers. He bailed everywhere he's at. He bails out on the team. So it was only a matter of time before he bailed out and just kept bailing out, bailing out, bailing out. So after winning an NBA championship with the Detroit Pistons, him and Steph end up clashing in the USA team. And he was like, Larry Brown's the reason we didn't win. He got us running these plays that we don't normally play. I watched the USA team. That wasn't the reason y'all lost. Y'all lost because those guys were outplaying you. They were outplaying you. The Europeans had learned NBA basketball. And you guys started to play Euroball like they're playing. The Ginobili's and all these guys, they have changed the league. European ball had changed. And your team had a bunch of street ballers, bunch of young, raw talent. Carmelo was on the team. He was very young. You had a young LeBron. But y'all played blacktop basketball against some guys who was using the team. You guys are using a lot of ISO pick and roll, and they were moving the ball, high tempo. That's how you lost. That had nothing to do with Larry Brown. If that team was out there today, they probably still would lose. So that dispels that garbage. But as far as him and Larry Brown, yeah. If you're confrontational with Larry, Larry will make a vendetta to teach you a lesson or dispel you out of the way. Coach Pop is exactly what Coach Pop is. He understands the league. He understands politics and those interviews he does. He knows what he's doing. But that's just Pop being Pop. Now, Steph problem is on the New York Knicks, the biggest stage. Isaiah Lloyd Thomas III, rather, put the ball in your hands and said, "You're the leader of this team." He thought you could lead the team. He had no idea you were a mental case. And you were just completely toxic. when it came to building and working in the structure of team. Now, when they said they were bringing in Larry Brown, you were very hesitant. You didn't want that at all. And eventually they had to get rid of you because you were such a head case. You had to go. You ain't like the situation no more, but you weren't getting the job done. So it's a lot of pressure in New York. This is Madison Square Garden. It's the biggest place you could ever get it done. And you failed in a major way to the point where at home your name was tarnished. Now with the Starberries and how he said Jordan them, he made a killing with this. Like this was a great idea, to keep people from spending money, great marketing behind it to go up against Jordans and all of this stuff. But he was mad at even Michael Jordan, right? Jordan, man, he's just a hater because we beat him for the first time ever, and y'all was celebrating like a bunch of like punks. It's like, dog, it's a one regular season game. Y'all jumping up and down like y'all won the NBA Finals. That's what he's saying, man. These young kids, man, they don't have any respect for the game. Do you know what would have happened to Michael Jordan if he done that? They came down on Michael Jordan for wearing a gold chain at All Star Weekend. All Star Weekend. In a dunk contest, he's wearing gold chains, and they took offense to this. The older players, they took offense. How dare this young punk come in here and wear a gold chain? So, do you understand the magnitude of what you talking about? Y'all jumping up and down celebrating a regular season win like that? The way y'all was doing it? As we said, y'all didn't have any respect for the game at that time. And that's what he meant by it. So if you felt like he was hating, he was hating. Now let's get to the main event. LeBron James and Zion Williamson. He said Zion Williamson is better than LeBron James. This is a man, Stephon, who went crazy before going to Japan because he couldn't get no team to accept him in the NBA. This man started making videos of him crying, listening to gospel music, have his whole face covered in like Vaseline. Then he starts eating a jar of Vaseline. This, like I said, this guy was made for social media. He was made for it. I don't know what happened to him after the fact, but he was made for it. Now he says Zion Williamson is better than LeBron James because he's gonna be coming in the league and he's already got a jump shot and LeBron couldn't shoot. LeBron didn't have a consistent jump shot. No, it was decent, but LeBron could do things Zion couldn't do, and still can't do. Zion is basically one dimensional almost. He's just very good at that dimension. Now, Zion has no right hand. Let me repeat that. Scouting Zion Williamson, everybody knows it. I've seen it, everybody's seen it. He's very dynamic and explosive going to his left. He has no right hand finishes. He cannot finish. He can't lay up. Probably get a right hand dunk, maybe, but his right hand is non-existent. He does have a decent shot, but it's more of a set shot with his left. But him going left to right, lateral movement, LeBron was way better. See, LeBron is left-handed also, but he shoots with his right. So for him, going left or being able to finish with his left it made him more versatile because most player would expect him to be finishing with his right because they assume he's right-handed, but he's not. So from that standpoint, there's no way. Even when LeBron was in high school, he could pass better than Zion. I think he was more athletic than Zion, in my opinion. And he had more control as far as going from left to right. It wasn't as powerful probably as Zion, but his left to right movements and things of that nature. I mean, Zion's explosive. I mean, he could do some things. I ain't taking nothing away from the kid. He's clearly the best talent right now to come out in college basketball right now. And he's just a freshman in high school. And just, I mean, not a freshman in high school, but just a freshman in college, coming fresh out of high school, just destroying stuff. So, will he take Duke to a national championship? No. But if he stayed in college, you never know. But this 1 year they finna have with Zion, they gonna market the you know what out of him because he's that good. Now the rest of the story is still being written, but he's not better than LeBron. That's not true. You know how much you know my feelings towards LeBron is as a basketball player, but as far as Zion and LeBron, no, no, it's not. No. Now the kid's got a lot of upside. Now what he chooses to do with it from this point on was yet to be seen. But no, I think that's so far of a jump and a leap, you would have no idea. But I'm out.